Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's the next move? Let's find out in the chart, shall we? Oh my goodness, Bitcoin has created somewhat of a rising wedge. It's a little bit of a stretch, but we're going to talk about that and where its potential target is, and should it break up or should it break down? We're going to talk about that and more in today's episode, so make sure you stick around and listen to what we got to say, because we got also some important information, right, that you need to know about. But there's some indicators that we're seeing that mean that Bitcoin is about to actually break out upwards, not down. It's a little bit of fundamental indicators and a little bit of a stretch, but we're going to talk about it anyways. And hopefully it does work out in the positive, because remember what I always say, man, Bitcoin could always do like, yeah, I know I'm bearish, but this is Bitcoin and go straight up. And yeah, we're going to see if we can make this trade and hey, see what happens. And if you want to trade this, you can do so at bybit.davincij15.com or on femex.davincij15.com. Also, we're doing this live in front of an audience of people, which they get to ask me questions and I give them answers at the end of this show that you guys are not seeing. So make sure that you subscribe so that you can see that. And also when you subscribe, you also get access to my Telegram group where I provide my trades. I talk about my altcoin portfolio. You can see all that, what's going on there and how well I'm doing. So yeah, come on down and join us, man. It's cool. We're having lots of fun there, right? Okay. Well, before we get on to the show, remember this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before putting any money in the market, and so that you do not lose all your money. Make sure you only bet less than 5% of anything you have in the exchange, so that you make sure that you always could come back and play this game tomorrow. All right, so let's go on to the charts and talk about this rising wedge. It's really a stretch, There's only really 2 touch points. Maybe you could kind of give this touch point. This is a touch point right here. I don't know, right? This little breakout here and this one right here. Maybe we could give it 3, right? But I don't know. Maybe, and if you could stretch, if you move this thing down, right? You can see maybe you can get another one there. This one, I don't know. But if we count this as a breakout, right? And let me just undo that. All the changes here, right? You can see, right, we've got somewhat of a triangle. So if we break out, we could see this thing maybe go all the way to, let's just draw that a little bit longer. Right, there we go. And then we can see this thing break out. Should we break out here all the way up to, $40,000, right? Which is, if we get up there, that's going to be, I would flip bullish, of course, 60% upwards and 40% down. I'm still in the 70% down camp here, right? Because of course this thing, right, if it breaks, right, we could see this thing come down to the levels where we don't want it to see it go, because that would pretty much end this. And well, with Wyckoff, right, even though we want to believe this, right, the reality, right, was that we might be right here. So please stick to reality. Stay out of fantasy. But hey, we all want to be bullish here. We all do. So what's the bullish case, right? What's the bullish case? Well, I'm going to get to that in a second. Just remember, head over to davincij15.com and subscribe today. Okay. Well, recently on Twitter, right, we found out that Nancy Pelosi purchased millions of dollars worth of FANG and NVIDIA stocks call options in a report out minutes ago, right, according to this tweet. Right, and you could see right there it is, right. This tweet was just which was on July 16th. So yeah, those options, right? What options are? Let me explain what options are. Call options are. Basically, it allows you to bet that after a certain amount of time, the stock is going to be at a specific price or higher. And so if that happens, right, you will get the difference of what the stock is going higher on based on the price that you've negotiated. So for example, if you say I don't know. Google is, I don't know what the price of Google is right now, but it doesn't say the prices of these stocks at the time. But let's just say Google is at $100 right now, because I don't know what it is. And you say, well, you know what? I think Google is going to be $125 or higher by September 31st. And so you could purchase an option to say that, but on expiry date of September 31st, right? This is a complete purchase, right? So if it does not happen, right, those options are worthless. So you're buying options, which are basically insurance, almost, to say if the price is at or above $125, right, I'll get the difference if it goes higher. So, for example, if it's $130, right, there is a delta. There might be get more than $5, right, depending on when you sell the stock, when you sell the option and all that kind of stuff. But it's generally you should get around the difference, which from the higher price of including the option, the price that you paid, and the $5 up from the stock. So that is what you're purchasing with the options, right? Now, is it a bet? It's a bet, and that's all it is. You're just doing a complete, absolute blind bet on the market, and Nancy Pelosi is doing that. Now, as a person who's in government and a very big criminal person in government, you have to know that she knows something that might give her the advantage, and that's why this might be a little bit of an indicator to say that, hey, stocks might be melting up, basically, because we all know that hey, they're printing money at 25% per year, and somebody might have told her that, hey, listen, this is not going to work out. So I was talking to my girlfriend just a few days ago before I saw this, that, hey, I need to do some research, because I bet you that we're going to see stocks go up and explode in price, right? And this is the first circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial because it's still, Nancy Pelosi, right? She can be wrong, but it's good. It's good circumstantial evidence that we can add with a bunch of other evidence, which I'm going to be looking for in the next little while. Okay, so let's head over to Ethereum before we close this off and figure out what's going on with Ethereum. Ethereum, oh my goodness, what have you done to my Ethereum? You have taken off. It has created a new trend line. See how this trend line? Remember talking about this trend line, thinking when we were down here, right? I remember that we were here, right? And when we talked last, and I said we could probably bounce around on this, and if we hold this trend line, we can continue to go higher. And look at that. Look at that. I did not have any faith that we would hold this trend line. Unfortunately, there is a small problem here on the 15-minute here. Yes, whilst price is going up, volume of people buying is going down. That is not good. That's not good at all. Especially when, if we zoom out, right, and let's see if the volume is, at least the volume is going up on the higher time frames. No, not really. No, it's not. You can still down, still in divergence there. Unfortunately, right, we're heading with that kind of low volume on the buy side, and we're heading into this reload zone, which is an area of resistance that we should see the market maybe turn around, and you have like a little bit of, I don't know if I would call that a resistance zone. Hang on. We could see a little bit of traffic here. You can see that we could end up getting into the reload zone, looking for like a 61.8 touch, and then back down again we go. So look for that, especially since we have some divergence in the what's it called, the volume profile, and that's huge, especially on a spot market. But usually we're going to touch the 88, 78, 61.8. So I bet we'll get up to the 61 point before we see any kind of breakdown on Ethereum, and we're not quite overextended our movement up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more, maybe into the $2,500 range. It would be nice seeing it touch this particular trend line and break above it, but I doubt that. You can see we have a huge curve upwards, so there might be another downward movement in Ethereum before we see it decide to go higher. Yeah, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, well, that's it for today for my TA on Ethereum and Bitcoin. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned something. I hope you gained something from this video, because you know what? Bitcoin's real. Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it. Thanks for watching.